Anyway, there was a bunch of stuff I was going to talk about. I don't know if I talked about the picnic, going to a picnic and the train being uncoupled, or if I talked about
No, I want to keep on with the art for now.
okay. Well, we'll get to the high school and the hand
Yeah.
grenade because I made sculptures. I mean, I consider this making of a hand grenade a sculpture. Did I tell that story already?
No.
That's a good one. Okay, that was junior high before I was actually in down in Monrovia going to high school. I was in Lincoln Junior High School, the second leg of the Brown versus Board of Education thing. My junior high years, we moved to Pasadena. And in Pasadena, there were a good deal of underground currents, racial issues, and a very segregated city, Pasadena. Not unlike Southern California in itself being Southern. I mean, like cannons on the library lawn with Confederate flags flying in Monrovia and no black patronage of any stores. I mean, really, this was like, integration was unsung. And it was like done a day at a time, or an issue at a time, and a person at a time. And, you know, who really thought that they're in a fight because of race? I mean, no one would say this. I mean, the swimming pool would be closed for a polio epidemic when in fact there was none. It's just they don't want black kids swimming together with white kids. So that's sort of the mist that settled on the leaves and everything looked bright and shiny. We were going to school for the first time, and I thought, hey, this is great. And then one day I see a kid coming to school with his arm in a sling. I'd seen it in movies. I thought it was heroic, you know. And he had black eyes, and he was all upset. And he was like, the next time there's another kid. And he's a tall, lanky kid who very athletic. You know, we all had to exercise, and I could see he could have defended himself. But it was a gang of kids that got him with a baseball bat. But this kid was angelic. I mean, I didn't know he was gay. I mean, I didn't know there was such a thing. It was just graceful, nice, appealing person. And to see him with a sling in his there's something wrong. Okay, I'm going to try to, I'm going to count it down. That determined me to understand what was happening. I never was told what had happened. I just got adrift. 2 or 3 people like this, the same, nobody's doing anything about it. It's very clear. The police aren't looking to defend us as a community, and I had an intuitive sense of what I had to become, which was a liar, in order to have a strategy to get materials and tools, which I'm always well prepared to understand the sequence of getting a job done. You get the tools first, you map out the thing, you can do what you do because you have the tools. I wasn't very social, and I knew I had to become social, so I started hanging out with everybody, and I got all these invitations because you're Charlie Mingus's son. Please come to our house. Every one of these families I didn't dislike, I didn't know, but there was something phony about them inviting me because, you know, but then they could have bragging rights. And I didn't know that, but I knew they were insisting I show up. So I went to dinner, and I had a strategy. The houses weren't sprawling, but they were designed in such a way as dinner table, dining room in one space, and hallway and long distance to the bathroom another, and always a hall closet in which every Southern man, black person, had a shotgun. Unfailingly, right by the shoes, right by the doorknob, and right at the top shelf, shotgun shells. In every house of 6 or 7 places I went, it was like somebody set a template down, and that's where you put it, that's where it is. And on the way to the bathroom, I'd be sort of making loud shuffling sounds and noise, you know, so clop, 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 clop. And then I'd turn on the water in the bathroom and then sneak into the hall and open the closet door and reach up and take out just a couple of shotgun shells and put them in my socks. I actually had planned to kill people, to defend myself, to create an object lesson, and I had no plan whatsoever to survive it. It was not a suicidal mission. It wasn't a bomb. I made a grenade. And it turns out it looks just like the CIA's model grenade. It was a cast aluminum, spherical, with a little texture to it so it would break apart, crammed full of black powder with cotton and the shotgun shell's firing cap, twisted on a threaded lid. I took 2 with me on my exposition, I was like, the fact that you could only exit the campus as a black person in the South, going, or it's east or west, north or south. I just know that it's to the left, let's say. And you couldn't go out the fancy area, because that's the all-white area. And as I walked towards the fancy area, when the bell rung and it's time to leave to go home, I noticed guys, this nigga's gonna go on our space. And they were following, and one guy comes, there's another guy with a bat, and they're doing the bat hand thing, and I'll do them here, I'll do them there. It doesn't matter anywhere. It's like my brain was like the Scarlet Pimpernel or Zorro or, Superman or what. I didn't give a shit. I was like ready to do it, But I said, let me take this as far as it goes to see how much I can win. And when I threw it, I don't even know if it was over. He throws like a girl or whatever. I was like, and it hit and it made a hole, an impact crater like the depth of a television set. I thought nothing of it, and I turned and I reached in my pockets, and I heard, as I'm reaching, I'm not bowing, I'm not ducking, I'm hearing like hornets. I said, where are all these bees coming from? What it was shrapnel. And I'm standing there, and this is the 20-year time leap forward, wake up in sweats, trauma. They were gone. I dug in my pocket and holding up my grenade, the second one, saying, come on back, I got another one and I'll shove it up your ass, and they're gone. And nobody ever was beat up again.
Did you get punished?
This is the punishment. Me telling you this, the punishment is conscience. I had not ever conceived of this as having any repercussions, any negative side. I didn't kill anyone. I was not a hero that anybody was going to, there's a guy who saved us. None of that. No, I didn't get any girls. It was not for me. I did it just as an object lesson because I was a, thoughtful person. I gave them a chance, and they had all disappeared. 2 reasons they didn't ever do it again. 1, them guys are crazy. They'll throw a hand grenade and they don't even duck. That's 1. The other is the repercussions that I had not considered for 40 years, maybe longer, until I spoke to a military person much like my uncle. Boy, oh boy, that's not something to do or take lightly. This guy kept saying, and when I told him the story, he was laughing through the whole story, and at the end he goes, do you take full responsibility for what you did? I said, yes, of course. Do you take full responsibility for what you did? And it gets more martial, do you take full responsibility for what you did? There were consequences.